Are you sure?
Here's the 30-second lesson on what legends know. Never ask a bride why she's getting married. Don't wear a skirt on a windy day. Deodorant is not a shower. Don't sniff chili flakes. And don't forget, saving is not investing. Legends don't just save, they invest in mutual funds. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
The beauty of Indian politics, and of course I say beauty because I'm an interested party, I have a vested interest, I'm a journalist, so more messy politics is, more fun it is for me as a journalist. So that's the reason I say the beauty of Indian politics is that you can never predict where a new fire will be lit. Now the last place where you may have expected a fire to be lit these days, in this period, might have been Bihar until about a week back. Now, you can have two views on it. One, yes, we agree with you. And second, you must be out of your mind to be saying this, because knowing Bihar, how can you ever be sure that a fire will not be lit there at any point of time? Now, the fact is that Bihar has many elements of continuity, and one of which is Nitish Kumar. Now, even the new fire that's been lit in Bihar brings about a big change in Bihar, but one thing doesn't change. And it hasn't changed since 2005, since the early winter of 2005, that the Chief Minister of Bihar remains Nitish Kumar and will continue to remain Nitish Kumar, because governments will come and governments will go, governments will fall, alliances will change, but Nitish Kumar will be Chief Minister. And that's what has happened once again. Nitish Kumar and his party, JDU, they have broken away from their long-time allies, the BJP, but it's not as if both have not two-timed each other, but long-time allies, the BJP, and he has now gone with RJD. RJD, that is Lalu Yadav's party, now essentially run by his son, by his favorite son, Tejasvi Yadav, and also Congress and others who are part of the same alliance or who are part of the anti-BJP group. So together now with RJD was the single largest party in last assembly elections. It got 75 seats. Today it has 80 because it won a by-election. And remember, Asaduddin Owaisi had won 5 seats the last time. That had made quite a stir in Bihar, particularly in northern Bihar, which has a large Muslim population. In the course of time, 4 of his MLAs had defected to RJD. So those 4 are also there. So RJD has 80. Now the total strength of Bihar Assembly is 243. One's vacant right now, so it's 242. So 122 is majority. So just between the Yadav family's RJD and Nitish's party, presuming that it stays together, it is 123. So they have enough on their own, but they've also got the Congress. They've got a party called Hum. That was set up by Jiten Ram Manjhi, who briefly became Chief Minister. When Nitish resigned, it was still his government, but he made Jiten Ram Manjhi Chief Minister because he took moral responsibility in 2014 for his party doing very badly in parliament elections. So Jiten Ram Manjhi has 4. Then the left parties have about 18, 19 in Bihar. So together, this is almost a big block of 159, which is anti-BJP. So 159 out of 242 is almost 2/3 majority. It's a lot of majority and unlikely that this will break up. So big change in Bihar. BJP goes out of power, which is quite a bummer for the BJP because they just wrested power in Maharashtra in a dramatic manner. Maharashtra is the second largest state in terms of its importance in Indian politics because it sends the second largest number of MPs to national parliament. The third most important is West Bengal, right? And then you have Bihar and Tamil Nadu. West Bengal, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, these are the 3 states in the ballpark of 40 MPs in the Lok Sabha. So they are the next most important after Maharashtra. So for the BJP, they got one, they got Maharashtra and they lost Bihar. So this is a big change in national politics as well. Yet one thing hasn't changed and is unlikely to change going ahead. I suspect up to 2025 until the next election, although you can never tell in today's politics, That is that Nitish Kumar will remain the Chief Minister of Bihar. Now look at Nitish Kumar, and we've talked about him earlier. There was episode 165, if I remember correctly. There was also episode 586. It's almost as if once a year we have to talk about Nitish Kumar. And usually when we talk about Nitish Kumar, it's about Nitish Kumar making a switch from one side to the other. Maybe a couple of times we've talked about what I think is his nutty policy of prohibition, and I do hope that the new coalition at least will insist with him that he changes that policy, that he restores sanity there. But that is, let me not get distracted there. The fact is that without him, you cannot set up a government in Bihar. Now, what kind of a phenomenon is Nitish Kumar? In the past, I've used various descriptions for him, but all of them have been proven wrong. So there was a time when I said, oh, he's like a wagon that's idling on a railway track. That is shunting, as they say, on a railway track. Both sides, it's open to coupling with anybody, with any engines. So one day the engine can be the BJP, the other day the engine can be RJD. So this is Nitish Kumar is now a politician whose ideology is fully fungible, entirely fungible with power. So he can go and hitch to whatever engine gives him power. But that's been proven wrong, because now you can see that he's not just an idling wagon, he's actually the engine. That a bunch of other wagons, so no matter how long a wagon train you line up in Bihar politics, you need an engine to drive them. And that engine is Nitish Kumar. Because today, if you look at the situation, 80 members with RJD, with the Tejashwi Yadav's party, and he had contested last elections to be the chief minister of Bihar and came very close, came within a hair's breadth of upsetting BJP JDU. But even now, he's had to concede chief ministership to Nitish Kumar, which means he's got his big long wagon train with Congress in support, which others in support, yet he needs an engine, that is Nitish Kumar. So first description is proven wrong. Nitish Kumar is not an engine which can hitch on either side. He is an engine who anybody with a wagon train needs in Bihar, because he is a brand, he is chief minister, he is seen as personally corrupt, he is very astute, he knows his politics, and in his politics also, he takes no prisoners. There is very little emotion to his politics, which is very important to be successful in power politics. So that description is wrong. The second description I've used for him in the past is a gymnast. I said then, I think it was 586, the episode, I said, and I've written this, that if Ramvilas Paswan was the most successful weather vane or Mausam Vigyanik, as they say in the Hindi heartland, weather vane of Indian politics, because he could also always figure which side was winning and end up on that side. Then Nitish Kumar was the gymnast, so he could go from this to the other, but he's not a gymnast, because gymnast jumps from one to the other almost with nothing behind him. In this case, Nitish Kumar is not jumping to get a ministry or get this or that or get ED off his back. Nitish Kumar actually, even having the smallest number of the three major parties in this current Bihar Assembly. Number 1 is RJD, number 2 closely following RJD is BJP, and number 3, and a distant number 3 is JDU. And yet he can bring down the government of the large party, that is BJP, also with the power of the agencies, and go to the largest party in the house, and he can become the chief minister. So he's not a gymnast. He's actually quite a ringmaster. He's not a gymnast in a circus. He's the ringmaster, and he's not an idling wagon. He's the engine of Bihar politics. So both these descriptions have proven wrong, and now I'm so wary that I'm not using a third one for him, because who knows, I'll be proven wrong once again. So just look at what's happened in Bihar so far, and then I will explain to you some hypothesis. Nobody can be sure, but some hypothesis as to why this dramatic change has happened now. Why a train that was running very smoothly, beautifully, on a nice track, very comfortably, Why did its engine certainly decouple and decided to shift tracks and go elsewhere? So there are some hypotheses that I'll talk about in just a couple of minutes. But meanwhile, see what has happened and who's Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar is a child of the emergency. He went to jail. He was a Lohiite. He was a socialist. He went to jail during the emergency. Mrs. Gandhi locked up a lot of her detractors. He was among them. He, Lalu Yadav, Mulayam Singh Yadav, these are all children of the emergency. Ravi Shankar Prasad from Bihar, George Fernandez, who was not a native of Bihar, but effectively became a leader from Bihar. He was a native of Mangalore or southwestern coastline of India. Incidentally, since I'm mentioning George Fernandez, I will tell you that just today I received a copy of this book. This is Life and Times of George Fernandez, a wonderfully written biography. I've started reading it by Rahul Ramagundam. Great job by the author. George Fernandez was a great character of Indian politics, and I will just tell you, it's a distraction, a very tiny story about it. So you see, in the Indian Express, there is a weekly product called Idea Exchange. When somebody of consequence visits Indian Express newsroom and talks to its staff. So the first guest in that series was George Fernandez when he was Defense Minister of India. So as he walked into the office, he stuck his hand out to shake mine, and I said, George, don't shake my hand. I've got a flu. He said, nothing, doesn't matter. Nothing will happen to me. I'm not pedigreed. So that's the kind of politician George Fernandez was. Interesting life, interesting book. Check it out. And meanwhile, we get back to our theme. But the fact is that all of these old Lohiites, old socialists, not Ravi Shankar Prasad, he was in the RSS and Jan Sangh, all of these old all of these old Lohiites and socialists are children of the emergency. 1977, he gets released from jail. Then he fights his first election in the State Assembly. 1989, he comes to Parliament. Until then, his party, that is the Socialist Party, is very strongly opposed to the BJP, as is its leader, which is George Fernandez. In fact, the ideological principle on which the Morarji Desai-led Janata Party government fell in a very short while. It did not last even a full 2 years. The basic issue was that people like George Fernandez and other socialists raised the issue of what was called as dual membership. So they said those who have come from the Jan Sangh, because all these four parties had combined to become one party. So Jan Sangh had also become not a constituent of Janata Party, but they had got dissolved in Janata Party. So they said, socialists said, they can't continue to have dual membership. Now it was all cynically done because, before, after, thereafter, during, etc., they've all shared that space from people who had dual membership. At that point, because many other forces, political forces, not some evil foreign forces, political forces were at work. Although some people think the Russians had something to do with it, but I don't know unless I have seen some evidence. But the fact is that the reason, the excuse that was used, the moral excuse to bring down the Morarji government was that the former Jan Sangh members there had continued to be members of the RSS, which was unacceptable. Now the same people, the same George Fernandez, who had now set up in the course of time Samata Party, joined the NDA alliance with the BJP and became, in fact, a very key minister, defense minister in the Vajpayee cabinet. Then it went through many iterations and many changes. Samata Dal's party became JDU, Janata Dal United. In the course of time, then Nitish Kumar sidelined George Fernandez, particularly as George Fernandez grew older. And then Nitish Kumar emerged as the preeminent leader of JDU. Nitish Kumar became a cabinet minister at the center. He had agriculture, he had railways, key portfolios in the Vajpayee cabinet. In 2005 came his chance of becoming the chief minister. He was then partners with the BJP. The first election of 2005, he and the BJP fell short, and that election was indecisive. So in fact, what I'll do is, I will just tell you the numbers in Bihar elections from then until now. You can draw your own conclusions and I will also give you my analysis. So 2005 won. That means there were two elections in 2005. So this is the first election of 2005. JDU got 55 seats out of 243. 55 seats. BJP got 37 seats. So 55 and 37 is actually way less than even 100, so way less than 122, which was needed for a majority. So they fell short. RJD had 75, Congress had 10, 85. But you know what? Saiya bhai kotwal, ab dar kahe ka? When my lover is the sheriff, what do I have to worry about? So at that point, UPA was in power in Delhi and UPA's governor Bhutta Singh was the boss in Patna. So they used whatever powers the center uses, and Bhutta Singh behaved exactly the way BJP governors are behaving now. And he was an old player at this, and they tried to bring in some kind of a non-BJP, non-JDU government, but that was an experiment that was bound to fail. That there was also a questioning, tough president in New Delhi, Rashtrapati Bhavan, that is APJ Kalam. So that didn't happen, and the state went under president's rule. In that very year, there was another election later in early winter. And what happened in that election? In that election, the momentum that Nitish had built up in his favor got strengthened. So in that election was decisive. Nitish's party got 88 seats. That's 8 more than what RJD has now. It got 88 seats. BJP got 55 seats. So they had a comfortable big majority, no problem, because that comes to 143. So no problem. 143 in a house of 243. So they came to power. And then Nitish Kumar ran a very good government. So suddenly for a Bihar which has suffered under Lalu's completely messy, anarchic Raj. I know people like to call it jungle Raj, but I avoid saying that. But really, all Lalu promised his people was social justice, that there'd be empowerment of middle caste and lower caste, but beyond that, nothing was done for Bihar. Bihar, in fact, it went backwards in many ways because there was a lot more crime. Whatever little investment was there went away. A lot of flight of talent took place. Nitish now did a fantastic job in the first 5 years. And it had begun to show in Bihar's roads, in Bihar's villages, in Bihar's power situation. He had really innovative schemes like free bicycles to women who were going to school, women who will go to class 9 from class 8. And that increased the number of young women getting educated in Bihar, which had great downstream results and great downstream benefits. So that was the golden era of Nitish. 2010 election, Nitish had now begun to get lazy in a way because he had figured that he was going to win no matter what happens. And he was right. 2010 election, because for 5 years, people in Bihar who had hungered for some development, some decent governance, they had seen it. They were so grateful that he won a huge majority. So huge that at that point, that was the highest majority a party had got or a group had got in a major state in India. I know that Sikkim, etc., had different records, had higher records in this, but in a major state. So 2010, JDU got 115, partner BJP got 91, which means together they got 206 seats. 206 in a house of 243. So these two won almost 90% of the seats in the state. That was a big thing because to these 206 also add what Ram Vilas Paswan's LJP won. So that was a big sweep. But it looks like after that, Nitish slowed down and Bihar hasn't quite achieved very much since then. So 2015, something else happened. 2014, by that time, Nitish had fought with the BJP because this was the post-Vajpayee era. Nitish blamed Narendra Modi for what happened in Gujarat during the riots, although at that point he did not break away from NDA, but now he wasn't even willing to welcome Modi coming into Bihar, and they broke up and Nitish contested that parliament election on his own. On his own, he might have been so popular, but in a state with 40 Lok Sabha seats, he won how many seats? 2 seats. So he was wiped out because it was the Modi wave. When that happened, he said, I take moral responsibility and I'm resigning as chief minister. So he resigned as chief minister, but sure enough, he appointed one of his own people, which is Jiten Ram Manjhi, and he said he's the chief minister. So obviously, I will run the government from outside. But even that didn't last more than a few months. He got rid of Manjhi, he became chief minister again, and now contested elections. Contested elections this time, not in partnership with BJP, but in partnership with RJD and Congress, or as a member of the Mahagathbandhan. So 2015, Nitish Kumar was still chief minister of, he was again going to be chief minister of, but now he was a part of the Mahagathbandhan. So 2015 numbers, again JDU got 71, BJP got 53. Now 53 was way far short of the majority mark. 71 was also short, but RJD got more seats than Nitish Kumar. So RJD got 80 seats, and yet Nitish was made chief minister in 2015. BJP got 53, Congress got 27. So Congress 27, 80 with RJD 107, and 71 with JDU 178. It was a very safe, stable government. Until in 2017, Nitish decided for his own reasons that he wasn't happy with what was going on, because he might have seen that, one, he knew that RJD had got more seats than him. Tejasvi was much younger than him. Tejasvi was building a personality, a presence, a brand of his own. Tejasvi, if anything, had at least 10 times of his own caste-based vote base than Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar is a Kurmi, but not more than 3% of his caste base. So he may have figured that he's better off with the BJP. Also, BJP is in power in Delhi. He's also imposed his prohibition, his state is short of money, he needs more help from Delhi, etc., etc. So he switched, he got rid of Tejasvi, he filed a case of corruption against him, forced Tejasvi to resign, and overnight shifted to the BJP. So elected in partnership with Mahagathbandhan, he now became a chief minister in partnership with the BJP. So once again, it was a tail wagging the dog. Although, to be fair, in this case, he had more seats than the BJP. He had 71 and the BJP had 53. Then comes 2020. 2020, something doubly interesting happened, because by this time BJP was also beginning to play games with Nitish Kumar. They weren't going to give him a long rope. So BJP knew that they had no choice but to concede chief ministership to him. But they wanted to weaken him as much as possible. And I tell you how they did it. Look at the numbers in 2020. 2020, JDU got just 43 seats. Just 43 seats. A party that in 2005, in the second elections had got 88, 2010, 115, got 43. 43 in 2020 was JDU's lowest number in 15 years. 2005, first election, 55, that was the lowest yet. Now it was 43. BJP, on the other hand, was 74. RJD was just marginally above BJP, 75, and the Congress in partnership with RJD was 19. And then if you added others, left, etc., RJD was a few seats short. 5 seats were taken away by Asaduddin Owaisi. As we told you earlier, 4 of those MLAs later defected to Lalu's party or Tejasvi's party. That's why that party is now 80 strong. Now, what happened in 2020, and therein lie the seeds of the distrust that might have resulted in Nitish's move now. Because ultimately the question that we have to declutter is, what is it that motivated Nitish to do what he's doing right now? That is to leave a comfortable position, because being partners with the BJP also means that you have the protection from agencies, etc. in Delhi. But why has he taken this risk now? So in 2020 elections, why did JDU get only 43 seats? That's because Lok Janshakti Party, now led by Chirag Paswan, Ramvilas Paswan's son and his heir, political heir, he said that he was going to contest on his own, but he will put up candidates only against JDU candidates. he said he will not put up any candidates on seats where BJP was contesting, because this was an alliance between BJP and JDU. In some seats, BJP was contesting, in some seats, JDU was contesting. So JDU was contesting in about 125 seats, but Chirag Paswan and his LJP only put up candidates in those seats. As a result, if you look at any demographics or any caste-based vote split in Bihar, it's evident that LJP or Chirag Paswan made JDU lose anything between 25 to 30 seats. It was as a result of that JDU was left with just 43. So that left, obviously, Nitish Kumar, he's not a fool, with the feeling that BJP wants me finished now. Because it was very risky for the BJP to play this game, very audacious. Because if JDU had lost another 5 or 7 seats, then RJD Congress would have come to power and BJP would have lost a big state. But they were so hungry for chief ministership in Bihar, and they were so keen or so impatient to get rid of Nitish Kumar that they played this game. So I think the seeds of the distrust were laid at that point. Now, once again, understand one more set of numbers. 2005, second election, JDU has the highest number of seats. So Nitish can be chief minister, it's fine. 2010, again JDU has the highest number of seats. So Nitish is chief minister, that's fine. 2015, he has the second highest number of seats. RJD is higher, but RJD doesn't have a full majority. So BJP has 53. He has many more than BJP. He's chief minister, so that's also fine. 2020, he has just a little over half the seats that BJP or RJD have. And yet, he's the chief minister. That is the leverage of having a chief ministerial brand. So he's been riding that leverage. Now, where does his big insecurity come from right now? I told you the seeds of distrust came in from that LJP Chirag Paswan operation, the operation by the self-styled or self-proclaimed Modi ji ka Hanuman, right? But he also knows that he also has been watching, or must have been watching. I haven't spoken with him and he hasn't told me anything, but I can make an assessment. He also must be watching the fate of all of BJP's allies. One by one, all the allies have fallen by the wayside. They've either been dumped by the BJP, or they've been broken by the BJP, or BJP has used Sam, Dam, Dand, Bhed, ED, CBI, etc., CBDT, etc., to break them, to take their people away. The latest example is the Shiv Sena. Of course, you can say that Shiv Sena is the first one to have betrayed the BJP, but now BJP has broken the Shiv Sena. Before that, and no leaders like that, because these are parties run by one leader. Shiv Sena, Thakres thought that was a family-run party. They had never imagined that somebody would vacuum clean their party as the way the BJP is done, and that scared all of the BJP's allies. BJP dumped Akali Dal just a couple of years back, and see what's happened to the Akali Dal and how they are being treated and how they were treated when they were thrown out. LJP, Lok Janshakti Party, it's not even, they might have been used in the last elections, 2020 elections, but now they are not even listed as constituents of NDA, and they count for nothing in Bihar politics, forget national politics. In distant Assam, Bodo People's Front, discarded by the BJP, they were used in the previous election. Assam again, Assam Gan Parishad, they were the bigger party, they partnered the BJP, now BJP has cannibalized their votes completely, vacuum cleaned all their support base. AGP is now just a tiny shell of what it used to be, finished. Even in Tamil Nadu, BJP backed OPS, not EPS. And BJP thought that through OPS, they will take control of the party, or they will have their ally or their favorite take control of the party. That didn't happen. EPS has taken over the party. Now his party people have been criticizing the BJP. BJP, on the other hand, is still hoping that OPS will come up with some miracle. But the fact is that is one more ally which has seen, or at least in its own view, would see this as the BJP's kiss of death. And then you see others, Telugu Desam Party, Chandrababu Naidu's party, they've been partners, they've been dumped. BJP is now having sort of a bittersweet relationship with YSR and BJD. BJD is a former partner in Odisha, but YSR CP is not a former partner. So now everybody thinks that BJP is a troublesome ally. Look at how Nitish Kumar would read this picture. RCP Singh, who was his favorite bureaucrat, very powerful bureaucrat, so powerful that while he was there, he did not even let Prashant Kishore acquire any real power, although he was like the second senior most minister in Nitish's cabinet. RCP Singh now had come to Delhi. He was given Rajya Sabha. He became a cabinet minister. But Nitish had begun to believe that one, he became a cabinet minister without Nitish's approval. So he was basically striking his own relationship with the BJP. Also, Nitish thought he was suspicious that BJP was now building RCP Singh very articulate, very ambitious, very organized, very energetic, but more importantly, also a fellow Kurmi of Nitish Kumar. So could be used to attack the same vote banks. He might have worried about the BJP using a method similar to the way they used with Shiv Sena, use a Shiv Sainik to break the Shiv Sena. And that might have been the latest trigger. That getting into the tent with BJP as an ally is like getting into the tent with the elephant. The old metaphor is inviting the elephant to the tent, right? But in this case, you are entering the elephant's tent, and at some point the elephant will crush you. And that sounds to me like the most likely explanation why Nitish Kumar has chosen the route that he has chosen. So for now, the government has changed in Bihar, a very important state for the BJP. So this is now a big shift in national politics. BJP is right now licking its wounds, and it will do so for some time. But you can be sure soon enough it will strike back. So as we said in the very beginning of this episode, in Indian politics, you can never tell where a fire will be lit up and how. But most fires, when they are lit up, are never put out fully.